In the podcasting life, they must fight to survive, shackled by the chains of the past. They're the biggest of geeks, cause they watch every week. Subscribe to see if they can last. Go, go, Ranger Danger, we can't ever stop. Go, go, Ranger Danger, we will podcast till we drop, probably forever. Dino Child, yeah, whatever. Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Dino Child.
Welcome back to Ranger Danger Dino Supercharge. This is the podcast where Nelly got us gone, gone, gone. Boy, you know he got us gone. My name is Matt.
I'm Michael. Hey, guys.
Welcome to the podcast. We're going to be watching episode number 10 of Power Rangers Dino Supercharge.
Yep.
That is episode number 819 overall of Power Rangers.
Yep.
It's a lot. Power Rangers.
It is.
And we're going to watch it with our eyes.
Yep. That's what we watch all the episodes with. I don't know
Speak
why
for yourself, buddy.
I don't know what... Okay.
So, before we started, we had to make sure that there was a way that we could watch the episode.
We sure did. On account of... That's a thing that is necessary for this podcast.
Yeah, it's really what we rely on, to be honest.
So, obviously, like, everything up to Dino Charge is on Netflix.
Yes.
But this one is airing live right now.
Yeah, that's right. It's hot off the press from the Power Ranger producing machine.
Yep.
So not on Netflix. We were able to find it, however, on the sort of official channel of one of our local TV channels, Channel 9. And Michael mentioned that he'd be able to get me onto A Current Affair, which is our trashy, quote, like news and current affairs, end quote, program here in Australia.
Yep.
That's just the worst.
Because I know people at Channel 9.
That's right. And I said, no, I don't need to do that. I've already been on a trashy news and current affair program when I was younger called Today Tonight, which I assumed Michael had known.
No.
Because he'd known me for like a decade.
No.
But no.
No.
You didn't know.
No.
So I was on Today Tonight,
I need
Michael.
you to tell me, when you say that, do you mean tonight?
What? No, Today Tonight.
When we want it. Today or tonight?
I'm not going to do Who's On First with you.
Okay. What about tomorrow on Today Tonight?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Yesterday on Today Tonight?
No.
Okay.
It's not happening.
At 6 on 7?
No. I'm refusing to engage.
Today Tonight, tomorrow at 6 on 7. That's a sentence that will make sense to an Australian person, in case you wanted to believe how ridiculous our country is.
It's pretty ridiculous. So, I was on this television program.
Yep.
Because...
Is it because you were a racist?
No.
Okay.
That's unrelated.
That rules out, like, 90% of their stories.
The thing is, right, this was when I was a fair bit... I think I was, let's say, 11 or 12, right?
Okay, sure.
And this was a time when they hadn't really reached the height of their race-baiting, lowest common denominator, quote-unquote journalism.
Sure.
They did more boring stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And my father lived on a national park in Sydney, which was the old quarantine station in Sydney.
Sure.
So what the quarantine station was when, a long time ago, if you came to Australia, generally on a boat, but not always, and you were sick, they'd put you in the quarantine station until they were very sure you were clear of all symptoms and then let you out into the general community.
Because as an island, we've got lots of like animals and plants that aren't built to handle weird foreign diseases. We have no rabies in Australia, for instance. Yeah.
And also we just like... diseases were more of a big deal back then. We had less of a handle on the situation. So even if it was just like a straight human disease, they're like, we don't want to risk it. Stay there until you either die or get better.
We're still serious about that shit. You guys might have heard about Johnny Depp and his dogs.
Yeah, we don't fuck with borders, man.
No.
So, yeah, the old quarantine station no longer operating for that purpose because it's quite an archaic sort of way of handling things.
Yep.
Now
you can just go to a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. But so there was this situation where you'd go there until you get better or you died, right?
Yep.
A lot of people died.
Yeah. That's how diseases used to work.
That's exactly right. So there are just like a whole lot of people buried there. A lot of them, they don't necessarily know who they were, so a lot of unmarked graves, because it was just kind of people that would find their way to Australia on a boat and then probably die, and they didn't really have the resources to find out who that was. Accordingly, it's got quite a history of hauntedness. Spooky. Yeah, lots of, photos that are a bit odd and weird stories and just general unease. Mm-hmm.
Which is, of course... So, your father lived there?
Yes.
Okay. Did he get, like, a discount on the rent on account of he was living in a haunted place?
But I don't think...
Matt, did they base Round the Twist on you?
Yeah. No one we know will get that. No one listening will get that.
Did a fish ever get caught in your penis? Did you know someone who was turning into a mermaid? Did you ever meet a Viking ghost?
Oh, boy.
Matt, how many of these things are true of you?
Oh, man.
Were strange things happening?
No one outside of Australia would...
Had you ever felt like that? I'm going to make sure that there's a link to Round the Twist in the show notes. Because I need to explain to you right now, there is an Australian children's television show where all the things that I just mentioned happened.
Yeah.
Including the fish getting caught in the penis. Someone turned into a tree, maybe?
I think there was definitely, like, a cabin that got shat on by so many seagulls. They got trapped in seagull shit.
That was something.
You guys don't understand how fucked up a generation of Australian kids are by this television program.
You know how they write BuzzFeed articles that are like 10 things you didn't notice in Hey Arnold, and it's like, oh, that woman had a sad mother. You couldn't write that article about Round the Twist because it would just be, do you remember this show had a guy who got a fish caught in his dick and it made him swim fast? Do you remember that was just an episode that played at like 4:30 in the afternoon?
That wasn't the subtext of the episode either. It was the text.
So, Matt is who Round the Twist is apparently based on, because they lived in a lighthouse that was haunted by a Viking ghost.
Yeah. My dad worked for national parks, so he got to live there. I'm not sure exactly what the rent situation was.
Okay.
It was definitely at least severely reduced.
Okay,
right?
I hope so. Because if I'm going to live in a ghost house...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to, raise revenue, I suppose, for the protection of our pristine national parks, they utilised this situation by running ghost tours at the quarantine station.
Sure.
Sort of playing up the folklore and history of the place. And tonight, I guess it was a slow news week, or they couldn't be bothered being real journalists, I suspect the latter. They did a story about the ghost tours at the quarantine station.
So did your dad do the ghost tours?
No.
Okay. Was he, involved in that at all?
I think he might have been involved in, he helped to organise the shoot broadly or something like that.
Right, okay.
It was more like they were coming to do it. They needed to make sure the tour looked full. We were literally living there. So they're like, hey, can you come down and just be around?
Sure. Does that mean, you'd be cooking dinner and there'd be people going, ooh, look at the ghosts? You'd be like, no, we're just making bacon, guys.
Ghosts hate bacon. So the house was a decent ways away from where they would do the tours, because it was sort of like a main compound.
Sure.
And then being in National Park, there's just lots of open space, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, that was never really a thing. But it was a short walk to get down to the ghost place.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking that is I'm pretty sure I went on one of those tours.
Oh, really?
And how messed up would it have been if I met your dad 20 years ago?
That'd be pretty crazy. I mean, look, it's not impossible, right? So I was in a few shots around.
Sure.
And they did sort of 2-camera interviews with everyone afterwards.
Yep.
And there was a tiny little bit of me on camera speaking, but not a lot, because when they were talking to me, they were like, so, do you believe in ghosts? And then I said, Well, actually, I overheard the tour guide talking with one of the people that works here and saying, like, talking about how they, fake stuff to, to sort of boost up the experience. Because I was caught in the moment. I was like, I'm being asked by a journalist. I can't lie.
No, you have to tell the truth to journalists.
Yeah.
That's the rule. The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
That's right. I have
You're on the record.
I have a lot of respect for journalism as a profession, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did. So I told the truth.
So that's presumably not the part that they went with in the interview.
They decided that that wasn't appropriate and instead went with another girl who's like, yeah, it was really scary. Fucking little girl. Hamming it up. Sorry I didn't lie for my 5 seconds of fame. Yeah.
Wow, you're still bitter about that.
A little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like still in like 5 or 6 shots just walking around doing stuff, but...
So did you ever get haunted?
No. My dad has stories of like waking up to the very specific sensation of being sort of prodded between the shoulder blades by 2 fingers, and it happened on multiple occasions.
That's a very, that's spooky, but that's also a very low stakes ghost.
Yeah, my dad had a surprisingly chill relationship with the concept. Like, he's more superstitious than I am.
Sure.
And he was like, yeah, it felt haunted. There was just a weird vibe around there, and some weird stuff happened, but it never felt malicious.
Okay.
And whereas I'm like, I don't believe in ghosts, but if I did, I'd be wigged out.
No. My official position on ghosts is I do not believe that ghosts exist.
Yeah.
I am, however, terrified that they do exist and don't care whether I believe they exist or not.
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, there was a few times when my littlest sister, who at the time was
A ghost.
not a ghost,
A Viking.
not a Viking,
Had a fish stuck in her penis.
Nope, you missed the word, sister.
Okay, fair enough. Go on.
So she was 2 or 3 at the time, right? And she had a habit of when she was there, just sort of like walking off by herself.
No, shut up. I have to go home after this. No, I don't want to know.
I feel like the listeners are going to want to know now.
Okay,
though.
well, I'm just going to put my fingers in my ears,
Okay.
and I'm going to try very hard not to listen to this bit when I cut it together at midnight when I'm home alone.
Okay, so Michael's got his fingers in his ears now, listeners. My sister would have a habit of walking away by herself, and this was at a time when...
I can't cover my ears enough.
I'm sorry.
It's too hard.
I got it. You got it? Okay,
Yep.
cool. So she wasn't at a point where she could really talk, like she wasn't really using words, but she'd have sort of a back and forth sort of yeah thing sort of situation with you, right? And she'd have a habit of walking away every now and then and start sort of just like yaing off to space where there was clearly no one there, but she was looking at something particular. And I think what made it weird for us is that she would sort of like yeah, and then stop and then wait and just say nothing for decent periods of time, as if there was someone saying something back, and then sort of continue back to the yang, which is not something that she did at any other time. Like she would sit there just kind of like she'd be playing something and sort of like make noises, but that was the only other time she'd sort of like stop and wait and do that call and response thing, which is sort of weirdly specific. So yeah, weird place, weird time. You can take your hands off, Dan Michael. You're good. He doesn't want to. He's shaking his head. I need you to do the podcast.
This is very bad radio, I've just realised.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy.
So, yeah, there's that.
Right. Okay.
So, Power Rangers.
Yep.
Mm.
Gone Fishing. Do you think they'll just go fishing?
I feel like there's probably slightly more to it than that.
Do you though?
Yeah. Come on, don't judge us.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot this was Donut Charge.
Yeah.
It might be okay.
We'll have a good time.
Yeah.
We love Coda.
We do love Coda. Do you think who's going to go fishing? Coda would like fish with his bare hands.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If I had to pick one of them to be a fisher, I'd say Riley.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's got that kind of like Zen thing going on. He could fish. Probably quite well. Very precise.
Kendall builds like a fishing robot. It's not very good. She doesn't really. It's very efficient, but it means like you wake up at 8 a.m, you get on the boat, at 9 you're done, and you just go home. And this,
yeah, she builds a fish destruction dino charger.
Yeah,
just fires into the water. The fish is like burst dead out of the water all in one go.
Yeah, into a bucket.
Yeah,
it's like great.
Yeah,
why have you guys packed for the whole day?
And Riley's there just shaking his head. Yeah, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
No. All right, let's find out though.
Let's find out. Oh wait, Michael.
Yes, Matt.
There's the internet. And we're on it. www.rangedagerpodcast.com. If you want to send us an email, rangedagerpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter. Send us your Twitter tweets at RangerDcast on Twitter. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, TuneIn, Plus, Google Plus, and also we have a shop, rangedagerpodcast.com/shop, where you can buy things and stuff and shower curtains. Now we can go watch the episode.
Actually, the shower curtain might not be up yet by the time they hear this.
Well, hold the phone on that shower curtain. Keep your shower curtain urges to yourself for the moment. There'll be a time to release those urges in the coming weeks.
Into the shower curtain?
Nah, took it too far. You did a bad thing.
I'm sorry.
Gonna go watch Power Rangers. We'll be back soon.
I'm sorry, there was a fish in my penis. I got confused. But I can swim real fast.
Ranger danger, ranger danger.
So, Matt, from the name of this episode,
Yeah.
I was expecting, like, this is a filler episode. You know?
Yeah,
it's just like...
about fishing, cheap gimmick.
It's just, there's like a fishing monster and, you know, they go fishing, they fight a fishing monster, it's...
Yeah, no big deal.
Everything happens. I was not expecting the thing that we got.
Yeah, this episode was fucking great. It was like, it felt like it was like 5 minutes long because there was always something awesome happening.
Yeah.
Just a good time.
Like 3 or 4 significant
events.
Yeah. All happening in the same episode. So I guess we just take this one from the top.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to cover, but let's dive in.
Yeah, okay, so we're at the lake.
Yes.
Shelby, Chase, Riley, Coda, and Riley's brother, Matt.
Yeah. First major Matt character on Power Rangers in like 20 years.
It's an easy to forget name.
Ow. It's true that Matt's not really important.
So they're all fishing, as expected.
Yep.
Chase is not good at fishing. He's found some boots. He finds a license plate a little later. That's a shame. Shelby is not even really trying to fish.
I have a question about boots.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They call it a boot fish. It's like this thing in TVs and whatnot.
Yes.
That when you're bad at fishing, you pull up a boot.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that happens in real life?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the boots end up in the lake.
Well, I can see very, very, very rarely a boot being in a lake.
Sure.
But that's not like an epidemic, right?
I don't think so, but maybe it is.
Most lakes would not have boots, I'd imagine.
I will say one of my favourite Futurama jokes is they're fishing and someone keeps getting a boot and then they try like a super harpoon. And they're like, no, this is at least 40 times heavier than a boot. And it's a crate with 20 pairs of boots in it.
It's pretty good.
It's an excellent joke. So Chase is not ashamed about being bad at fishing because he's a lover, not a fisher. Coda, as expected, hand caught a fish in each hand.
Yeah.
Because he's just the best.
He is just the best. And I love how charmingly desexualized this show is, because Shelby is like, yeah, let me take a photo of you so I can send it to the others, and it's Coda just like wet and shirtless at the beach, and she does not treat that like any human would.
No, it's just like, hey guys, Coda caught 2 fish. Not, this might be the most attractive male human being in the universe.
Just gonna keep this for later.
Oh, they're friends, Matt.
Yeah.
So Riley he's caught up in it being a competition. Mm-hmm. He's measuring everybody's fish to see who gets the biggest one. Riley's brother, he's just having a day off.
Just a chill dude. He just wants to chill.
And could you please just stop trying to measure? It's not a fish measuring contest.
Yeah.
It's just I'm catching some fish.
Yep.
That's all that's going on. Even from this opening, like 2 or 3 minutes, I was like, okay, I kind of know what this episode is going to be. Almost instantly, we just like put it into 5th and stay there the rest of the episode.
It does not slow down after this point.
So Tyler and Ivan and Kendall are back at the base.
Yep.
And they're looking at the photo, and Ivan's like, that's not a fish, buddy. We had fish.
Yeah, back in my day, fish ate boats.
And Philip and James walk in.
Yeah.
So the whole gang is in this episode.
And I think because of the way the show is structured and there's so many special rangers, when that happens, you just get this immediate like electricity of like, oh, this is a big deal.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, everyone else is kind of on this show all the time.
Yep.
But as soon as those two walked in, I'm like, crap, that's all 9 of them now in this episode. That's not just like something's about to happen.
Something's afoot.
And so basically, Prince Philip has had his people scouring the earth, which is something you can do as leader of a small European nation.
It's pretty great, right?
And they have not found the silver energem anywhere.
Yeah.
As best as he can tell, the thing is not on Earth.
And that's crazy.
And I think it's great. Kendall says, if it's not on Earth, where could it be? Like they weren't from space to start with.
Yeah, and also, like, that doesn't leave one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Either it's on Earth or it's not on Earth.
And as if to immediately validate the answer to that question...
The timing here is very suspect.
Beep, 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 beep. There's a meteor coming. Specifically headed for Amber Beach.
Yeah.
Opening credits.
Yeah. That's a good opening hook, right?
Yeah. What did you think was going to happen?
You know, because of the pace this episode moves at, I didn't really have time to speculate.
Sure.
You know, I was like, I don't... Maybe it's the silver energem that just turned up. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Yeah. And I guess because Riley's brother was there...
Yes,
I was also kind of like, well, I guess maybe he's going to be the Silver Ranger now. Like, that's a reasonable construct. But that's not what we get.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, because we met the Purple Ranger and now we've got a new Purple Ranger.
That's true.
But that's definitely not where we're starting this episode.
No.
So the guys who were in the base have made it there instantly. There's a lot of very instantaneous travel in this episode.
Yeah.
But they're Power Rangers. That's like, if that's the smallest thing I'm going to nitpick in this episode... Just leave the complaints alone.
I tell you what, I like this squad.
Yeah.
Because it's really like Tyler, who is the leader of the Power Rangers, with just Special Rangers.
That's the thing, right? Is because there's 9 of them.
Yeah.
He's got him.
Yep.
The 4 other core Rangers
Yeah.
are just taking the day off.
Yeah.
And he's got like the B team.
Yeah.
That still absolutely feels like a team of Power Rangers.
Absolutely. Like, it is a whole team of Power
Yeah,
Rangers.
there's 5 of them.
But it's like if it was Jason and then 4 Tommies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I like everyone on this show.
Yes, absolutely. That's what's marvellous about it, is that so many of these characters barely get screen time at all.
Prince Philip hasn't shown up in, like,
ages.
Literally months.
Yeah.
But
and Tyler's dad, who's... can't remember his name.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him a bit before the break.
Yeah.
James,
thank you. Yeah, he's around a little bit, but he's very new and you haven't spent much time with him either.
Yeah.
But I still like the guy.
Yeah.
Which is strange.
So they run up to... It's like a teardrop shape. Kind of... I want to say the words baby-sized.
Maybe like a baby basket size?
Yeah, like you can hold it in 2 hands.
Yeah.
And it's like a 3D, like, curved teardrop shape.
Yep.
And as they run up to it, Kendall's like, hold on, we don't know what it is. It's a hologram machine.
Yeah.
That creates a hologram of the Silver Ranger.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just...
It keeps going.
Oh boy. Okay, so he's sending a message from space.
Yep.
Where I guess he is, maybe.
I think he says that pretty explicitly. He's like, hey guys, what up? I'm in space.
So my Titanozord isn't currently active because of the distance.
Yep.
But it is... Boom! It explodes because the bad guys are here.
Yeah. And not just the bad guys, but a pretty decent complement of...
Singe,
Yep.
Fury,
Yep.
Wrench,
Yep.
and I think 2 Spike Balls.
Yeah.
There's like 5 bad guys.
Uh-huh. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wish we had this in Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. I tell you what, he's a jarring in the best way contrast to the last episode where it felt super casual, there were no stakes, they didn't seem to really care about anything, it's like they're sleepwalking through everything.
Yeah.
This is just a complete 180.
Yeah.
Everything is in gear, everything feels important, and everyone feels like they're performing to the best of their ability because they have to.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
So, this team morphs,
Yep.
and it's time for a fight.
Yep.
It's not a very long fight. They kind of, everyone gets a chance to do something, and then they just all electrify their swords and shoot lasers at them.
Yep, and it's awesome. And once again, because this is like the special team of Rangers,
Yep.
it feels good.
Yeah,
It feels real
it does.
good. I think Kendall in particular does this like flying scissors kick on a guy.
Yeah, on Fury.
Fury.
That might be this one or it might be later. I don't remember.
Okay,
But she does like a Black Widow head grab.
That's
leg
exactly
takedown.
the reference I was thinking.
That,
I'm
like,
sure they were too.
Is definitely like, hey, we could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would only be better if like she shot someone while she was doing it.
I guess too, because in my mind, I guess, as much as Kendall's one of the Special Rangers, she doesn't necessarily feel like it on power level.
Yeah, she's the boss who can be a Power Ranger if she needs to be.
Yeah. But in that moment, I was like, oh no, she deserves to be there with those
Yeah.
other guys. That was boss.
Yeah.
It's real good.
God, they're all good. Okay, so the bad guys basically just run away at this point. They're retreating. They managed to destroy the thing, but by the way, that wasn't what they were trying to do anyway. But that's okay. That's fine. We'll regroup. We'll see what we can do.
Yep.
So, back at the beach, everybody is practicing casting their lines. Riley's pretty good at it. Coda throws his entire fishing rod and
Seems
then
perfectly
says,
happy with that.
and then says, "Did I win?" Because God love him, he's an idiot.
He's my favourite.
He's just the best.
As far as like goodwill that I have towards a character, he may be the highest in fiction for me.
There's no nuance to him,
No.
or like even a note other than like this.
Complete sincerity
Yeah.
and yeah.
But God damn it, that everybody involved is selling it.
Yeah.
And then Matt goes to cast, grabs Chase's hat on the backswing, lands it directly on the tin they're aiming at, and is like,
That was pretty cool.
"Hat out."
Yeah. Riley has a problem with that because it was an accident, so it doesn't matter that it's cool because it wasn't intentional. And Matt was like, dude, loosen up. Which, as a Matt, is definitely my position as well. So we are...
Maybe it's a name-based.
Yeah.
So then there's a bit where they are eating worms, and if that can be all we talk about it.
Just before that, though, isn't it? Matt leaves on his fishing boat. He's like, look, Riley, you're being a bit of a bearing dude. I wanted a nice day off. I'm just going to go fish by myself.
Yeah.
Which is a bit unfortunate. And then, there's a bit where...
Shelby and Chase.
Shelby and Chase are eating worms from a can, and they're like, oh, we thought they were noodles. And when they find out that they were worms, they're grossed out. That would not happen.
No, not.
Noodles and worms aren't interchangeable.
No, not at all.
They're very different.
One's worms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just probably the one bum note in this.
Yeah, and it's such a minor thing that I don't really hold it against it, but just not a super great joke.
Yeah. So back at the spaceship base,
Yep.
they're saying, you just Singe destroyed the pod, so now no one knows where the Titanosaur is, which is like a real bummer because if we'd known where it was, we could have gone destroyed it.
Yep.
Singe is like, no, it's okay, I know exactly where it is. And they're like, sorry, hold on. How do you know where it is? And he's like, oh yeah, I know where it is.
I used to have ways of knowing things about locations.
And so they're like, oh, okay.
Can we go?
I guess we'll go destroy it then.
Yep.
And genuinely, I was like, okay, that's another step towards that in that show. No, this plot progresses very quickly as well.
Yes.
We will get there back at the end of the episode.
Yes.
So, also, while the Rangers have got the pod thing, they're like, oh, well, we can't use it if the memory's destroyed. But maybe we can, reverse the polarity and send a message to the Silver Ranger.
Yep.
In space.
Yeah.
Wherever he is.
Good to have him back.
So, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Matt, let's talk about Hookbeard.
Yes.
Hookbeard's great.
He's pretty great.
Hookbeard is like a fishing-themed monster. He's got, shark arms, big old beard, an evil fishing rod.
Yeah. I feel like he suffers in this episode only because there was so much other cool stuff going on around him. He didn't really have a lot of chance to shine.
Sure.
But God, he's a cool design, cool gimmick, cool voice.
Yep. He's got a pirate voice.
Yeah. All about Hookbeard.
Yeah. So the thing he can do that's his gimmick is his fishing rod shoots electricity.
It casts lightning.
Yeah.
Casts lightning because it's a fishing rod.
It's pretty dope.
It is super dope.
So it turns out the Titanosaur, it's in the lake.
Yeah, I mean, as far as coincidences go, that's pretty insane. It was just at the lake that they were fishing at.
Do they not have like a thing that can measure for dinosaur? Like, it's literally up the road.
Yeah.
You're telling me they never like...
It's deactivated, man. What are you going to do?
Anyway, so... Oh, by the way, Matt is fishing on the lake. His boat gets hit by lightning and he dies.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's pretty bleak. I mean, what happens is that his boat gets hit by lightning and he gets sent overboard into the water and doesn't come up. But the boat basically explodes and he doesn't come up. So, like, functionally, dead.
He could fake his death very effectively if that was something that he was interested in.
Yep.
So, at this point... Riley, the rest of the team are packing up from their day of fishing.
Yep.
Which is why they didn't see what was going on over there. And they're like, has anyone seen Matt? He should have come back by now. And then they find his boat burnt to a crisp and washed up on shore.
And still smoking. It's super bleak.
And his hat burnt to pieces.
Yeah. This is a real, like... Luke getting back to his moisture farm and seeing his parents' bodies just burnt to a crisp.
Luckily, we undercut it because the next shot is Matt.
Yeah, of course it is, because it's a show for children.
Yeah, we didn't want to make babies cry.
But, like, they're not fucking around this episode.
He's in a strange, dark room.
Yeah.
It's very dark. But luckily, he's got his phone and he's still got battery and he's still got service wherever he is.
I figured out immediately what this was, but I was still pretty excited.
Yeah, because the answer to what this is just as exciting.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
It's not trying to be a mystery, really.
Not really.
Like, an 8-year-old in the target audience might not work it out in time.
Oh, yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, if it's a mystery for 2 minutes for them, cool, that's going to be good for them, but the episode doesn't need it to be.
No. So, Matt calls Riley,
and
at this point they see the monsters on the other side, and they're like, well, shit, let's get back so we don't have to fight them. Let's deal with these two things separately.
Yep.
So he calls Riley and Riley answers and he's like, yeah, great. You're probably underwater, I guess. And Matt's like, I can see something on the wall. Let me take a photo. He takes a photo. He's in the Titanosaur.
Yeah. Because there's a Titanosaur logo on the wall. Because they're consistent about their branding.
The great photo, like, that he sends of just that, and it's like,
at a Dutch angle, because it's taken on the fly.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's getting harder for him to breathe, unfortunately, and he passes out.
Yeah.
So they message the others, and Kendall's like, right, all of you go, because we're just gonna, everyone's gonna be involved in this.
And we should say briefly, Matt's on the phone to Riley. Before he passes out, the last thing he hears is Riley going, "It's okay. The Power Rangers are coming to save you."
Yeah.
And God, that feels good.
It
right?
really genuinely does feel good.
They generally don't do that sort of traditional superheroics.
Yes.
It's usually like there's a monster, and in theory, if they don't stop the monster, people will get hurt, but they're not sort of actively life-saving.
Yes.
But in this moment when it's like, have hope, the Power Rangers are here.
Yep.
Feels good. Feels real good.
It's a mission statement type shit, right?
Exactly.
So Kendall's like, hold on, I'll hang back. I'll create a Titanosaur charger, which this show has never explained how that process works or what that means.
I also I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't need there to be charges.
I understand what's going on, but if you just told me that they were magically you don't have to pretend it's science because you've done so bad at pretending it's science.
And I know they need there to be charges because of the Sentai.
And so kids buy them.
Yeah, but boy, it would be easier if they just weren't charges, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, it's going to be like the keys in Super Mega Force.
Yeah.
They were fine.
Yeah.
But then they were magical.
Yeah.
And
they were also little rangers, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
these are just it's like being excited that someone's got a lot of batteries.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so everyone except Kendall is now in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, right, first things first, let's take out the bad guys.
Yep.
And so everyone morphs.
Morphing core from Riley to lead the 8 Ranger morph.
8-person morph.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that's just shy of a traditional 2-season crossover morph.
yeah,
it's
one
crazy.
show. Imagine if this did a crossover with Ninja Steel, and everybody showed up.
Yeah. I mean, traditionally they tend to leave the Special Rangers out for that.
Core 6 probably.
But goddamn, can you imagine?
You'd want Kendall to be there.
Yeah. I want everyone to
absolutely.
be there.
Even maybe Keeper, who does not redeem himself this episode, but the closest he's ever come.
Keeper has done so much hard work to burn his reputation with us, but I'll be damned if I didn't come out of this episode being like, Keeper was a little cool.
So the team, they split into twos, basically, and start fighting bad guys.
Yep.
And this is just, nothing special, but the fact that they split into twos and there's still 5 sets of twos fighting bad guys, it's we finally got enough dudes.
Yeah.
This is the right number of dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good because the monsters spoil a lot of guys, and it's still just not enough.
So Tyler starts going for Hookbeard, and Hookbeard just grabs him with his electric rod and throws him to what I think is the other side of the lake.
Yeah. And the effect on that is so Looney Tunes, but God, it works.
And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, Fury's on the other side of the lake, either waiting for him or saw what was happening and headed over.
Yeah.
So Tyler has to fight Fury.
Yeah.
Fury starts to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then, just as he's about to take, a major hit, Keeper shows up. Mm-hmm. Every other time I've said those words on this show, they have been followed with a groan and a sigh.
Yes.
Here, he just puts his staff down and says, "Leave now or feel my wrath." I'm back on board, Keeper. I am back on board.
Where has this Keeper been for so long?
Keeper who fought Fury once 3 minutes into the first episode and then went away to become a Zen Buddhist piece of shit for 2 seasons. And now he's back.
It's especially interesting because last episode, it really seemed like he was at the bottom of his alcoholic uncle, splayed out at the table with his legs spread and a beer in his hands. I feel like he had a moment of clarity and was like, what the fuck am I doing? I can be awesome.
I imagine it was at the point where Kendall sent all the Rangers to go fight, and he was just standing in the background you gonna ask me for help? Do you need me to do
they've given up on Keeper
and
at
they're
this point.
No, Keeper, you just go back to your beer. What good are you? And he's like, no, fuckers, I'm getting the staff out.
I was a hero once. It's time to be a hero again.
And Fury basically just straight away goes, nope.
No, thank you.
I'm done with this. And that's the right move, because now Keeper becomes Moses.
Moses or Gandalf or Dumbledore? Probably even Dumbledore on the power spectrum here.
Mozambledorf.
It's a good name.
Yeah, Mozambledorf. That's a better name than Keeper, I'm telling you. So he first makes some magic multicolored rings. That something...
That's fine. The Power Rangers are multicolored. The Energems are multicolored. I'll buy it.
Whatever. And then he summons a magic circle in the sky that shoots dinosaur lasers down at the water. And then all the water disappears.
Yeah.
Where has this dude been?
Right?
Why hasn't this dude been on this show? If this dude was on this show, it should be called Keeper Dino Charge.
It's an insane display of power for a guy who seemed to struggle to walk across the command center previously.
His eyes don't move.
Yeah. No, it's pretty boss.
And there's the Titanozord.
Oh, yeah, it's just... And the thing is, it is the size of the lake.
Yep. It's Titano.
Yeah.
And he wakes up.
Yep.
And then Keeper says, all right, bye.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I don't really understand why, but yeah, sure.
They also don't need his help, to be fair. They're fine. They're killing it.
So, it's time to fight Hookbeard.
Yep.
So, he goes straight into, they try some fighting. Tyler goes into Dino T-Rex Supercharge.
Carnival mode.
Let's just keep calling it Carnival mode.
Yep.
There's a great bit where Hookbeard is like, right, bring it. Fighting 9 Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You can't help but feel a little sorry for the guy. Like, I don't think there's a bad guy in history that has fought 9 Power Rangers.
Again, I'm sure there was a crossover episode where
but like they go down. That's
Yeah.
what happens, you know.
Yeah.
You can beat 1 or 2, or if you're lucky, 5 or 6 Power Rangers in like a season finale.
Yeah.
9.
9 is too many.
9 is another 50% on top of 6.
Yeah.
It's just
The thing is, too, he has this pretty awesome moment of being like, you know what? This is what's going to happen. I'm gonna take my best shot. Let's go.
I'm not sitting down.
Yeah.
But then Prince Philip gets thrown at him to do a headbutt attack.
Yep.
And then,
The royal headbutt, I believe. Great. Love it.
and then they try the supercharge blast, and it doesn't work.
No.
He just like...
He takes a hit, but he just gets back up again.
Yep. Luckily, they've got another step above, and it's time for a 9-person Dino Victory Maximum.
Yep.
Which is just...
That's bananas.
It just shoots 9 dinosaur heads at you. Like,
What are you going to do?
imagine you're just standing there and someone throws 9 dinosaur heads at you. It's time to die now.
Yeah.
That's fine. The universe has decided that it's my time to die.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have to be okay with
You
that.
can't argue with 9 dinosaurs.
No, you can't. I wouldn't argue with 1 dinosaur.
No.
All right. And so now
Yep.
the Titanosaur gets up.
Yep. And holy shit, it's big.
Yep. And Hookbeard is also giant
Yep.
with 2 spike balls.
Yep.
And they're like, oh no, it attacks the Titanosaur.
Yeah, before they really have a chance to do anything, I guess would be quite right. It's like, okay, I need to get on this top of this situation real fast or it's going to get out of hand. Tries to destroy the Titanosaur. Nothing. What did you think was going
That
to
is
happen?
a
Hookbeard?
recurring theme of the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When Kendall shows up. So, this is a new Zord, and it's special. It needs all of their dino charges.
Hang on, we don't want to gloss over the fact that Kendall showing up is Kendall roaring in on her motorcycle. It's pretty badass.
The only thing that I wish that this season has was helmetless shots.
Yeah.
Because if she'd been doing that without the helmet on, that would have been the best thing that I've ever seen.
I agree, but can you imagine this show having someone on a bike without a helmet?
Oh no, she'd have a helmet.
Oh, okay, sure.
And she'd also be holding her Power Rangers helmet.
Sure, yeah, okay. I'm down with that.
I really want to see Coda in the suit without a helmet on.
Yeah.
I
I know historically I'm against that, but I'd be okay with that here.
Yeah, just for Coda.
Yeah.
That's all we need. Anyway, so they just all their dino charges and they just throw them.
Yep.
And he's got like a slot in his back for 16,000 dino charges.
Yeah, like a slot, but it's really all of his back opens up and it's just a carrier case for giant dino charges.
Yep.
Because all the dino charges, of course, grow to, I guess, like building size when you throw them.
Also, by the way, at this point, Riley goes like, I'm going to demorph.
Yep.
You guys have got this.
Yeah. He gives his charger to
Tyler.
because, you need all of the charges to make this happen.
But Matt's about to be rescued, and I guess it would be weird if Riley wasn't there at all.
And also, I think he needs someone who's just been through an experience. We need to make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So Matt gets like spat out, basically.
Yep.
And then they all just get into the Titanosaur. Mm-hmm. And it just... So what they say is it's like synthesizing all their different charges to use new attacks.
Yep.
The first one of those is it just laser beams at spike balls until it is dead.
And that's cool.
The second one of those is it appears to locally drastically increase the gravity until a spike balls is squashed lying on the ground, and then it just steps on it so it explodes.
It's the fucking best,
It's
you
the
guys.
best.
It's so good.
It's the best. And then it shoots fire out of its mouth.
Yeah, it turns into a flamethrower.
And now it's time for the Titanicharge Megazord.
Oh yeah, that was just warming up.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about this.
Oh, boy.
A Titanosaur is like, it's a 4 legs. It's got a long neck.
Yep.
So here's what happens. The back legs lift up and flip.
Yep.
And so basically its back looks like a body.
Yep.
So
So we should say too that the back that has all the charges laid into it, it gets like a protective casing over the top and like locks the charges into place,
Yeah.
which looks pretty cool.
And then the neck splits off.
Yep.
The head goes back into place at the head,
The base of the
position,
neck. Yep.
and the neck becomes an axe,
A giant axe.
a giant axe.
But then, like, even axe, I'm like, is that quite right? It's almost more like a, I don't know what you'd even call it.
Like a pole arm, or like a
Yeah.
halberd with two, like
Yes, a halberd with two parts is pretty close to what it is. It's really cool.
they got good at designing these,
Yeah.
like 40 years ago, and they just have not stopped.
No.
Neck axe.
Pole arm, it's the best.
Yeah, it's great. So, not neckbeard, hookbeard. Hookbeard is like, all right, look, I guess it's worth giving this a shot. So he just runs at it and starts like slashing at it and trying to electric it. It just stands there.
Does not give a hot shit.
Does not give a hot shit. It's pretty excellent.
Yeah.
And then, like, Tyler puts on like 6 different sets of armor and just like
This is a lot of flashing. Like, not to sound like an old man, but it's just bright colours, flashing everywhere. I don't know what's going on.
and then like it uses the axe in like interesting and exciting ways, but that are treated as just a means to the end of like using it as a giant kill axe.
Yep. And then the final move, it like just charges it up and drops it on its head like a hammer.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
And of course, Neckbeard blows up.
Yep.
Because what is he going to do?
Hookbeard.
No, Neckbeard.
Okay. Whoops.
So Hookbeard's the fishing monster and Neckbeard is the catfishing monster.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah.
You look proud of
I'm
yourself.
pretty proud of myself.
Okay, so back on the spaceship base,
Mm-hmm.
a scene happens that I was not expecting. So Heckle, rather than it's been snide previously. I don't know that we'd actually mentioned
No,
it.
but it did.
Yeah. Heckle is sitting in the chair when Singe comes in, and he says, like, "All right, so what the fuck is up, dude?
Yeah.
How did you know where it was? Who told you?" And Singe is like, "Yes, I have a secret source." And Heckle is like, "No, son, electricity ready. Like, come on, don't play games with me." And so Singe is like, "Right, let's try attacking." And then Heckle is like, "No, son,
Yeah.
no." Electricity throws him into a console, and Singe like runs away.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That is.
And then Fury comes into the room.
Yep.
And Heckle's like, "Hey, Fury, if you see that guy again, murder him."
Yep. Just straight, like, license to whatever.
Yeah. And on his way out, he says, "Oh, you don't know who you're dealing with," which is true. We don't.
No.
Nobody knows.
No. And then we see Singe, like, get into his private little pod that he arrived in
Golf ball spaceship.
and shoot into space.
And just leave.
So, what's going on?
I mean, I have some guesses.
I mean, this seems like the place for the guesses.
Yeah, I mean, he shot back into space.
Yep.
We now have a mysterious character that is in space.
Yes.
It seems like those things are probably linked.
It definitely seems like those things are connected in some way.
And I have a vague memory of you saying that in the Sentai, the Silver Ranger is evil, at least for a little bit.
No.
Ah.
That's a different Ranger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, I mean, it's possible that they could use that suit and then that guy is also the Silver Ranger? Maybe?
Or maybe that... What colour is that Ranger?
Like navy?
Okay. Well, maybe he's, like, impersonating a Ranger.
I don't know. It's...
That's interesting, right?
Yeah, because... Okay, so if Singe knew where it was without communicating with... without hearing it,
Yep.
it stands to reason that he heard it from the Silver Ranger.
Exactly.
But if so, like, why didn't he send him to just claim it? Like, is Singe actually working for a Power Ranger?
Yeah, that'd be interesting, right? But Singe does say, actually, I should correct myself here, when he's running out, like, you don't even know what evil is, or something like that.
Yeah,
he seemed to quite clearly say evil.
It's just... Yeah, like...
And also Singe, like, genuinely tried to murder Rangers previously.
But he didn't.
No, but it didn't look like he was pulling his punches.
I mean, that's like... So, I know...
It's weird to have a plot on Power Rangers and not be confused as to what's going to happen because it's nonsense.
No.
But be confused because I'm unsure of the plot.
Because I'm also still kind of holding out hope that Sledge comes back.
Yeah.
Because he kind of didn't really get to die properly, and
they do every week mention Sledge in the opening titles.
Especially, like, and there was all that, like, we didn't find anybody or any, like, bits of him or anything, which is, he's still alive, code words.
Yeah.
So... Maybe, but there's like 7 episodes left or something, or like there's not a lot of time.
I think
left.
It's 10 actually.
Oh gosh, this is only 10, isn't it? We're only halfway through, so who knows what could happen?
Third guess?
Yeah,
Lord Zed.
Okay, I mean probably not, but
I'm holding out hope for that crossover.
Okay, fair enough. I like maybe Goldar, if not Lord Zed.
Yeah. That'd be so weird.
God, wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't it be good if the first shot of next episode is Singe, like, docking on the moon, walking into that base, and no Rita, no Zed, but the chair spins around.
Goldar?
Goldar's just got his sword and he's like, sup, bitches, I'm back.
I think my brain would explode. I think that would be bad for the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I just fall over.
Oh, God. Okay, that probably won't happen.
No.
Anyway, Keeper puts the water back in the lake.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like, cool that's a cool guy thing to do, but also looks awesome.
Yeah.
And is a cool demonstration of power.
So now James's mission is to find Singe's, Heckle's base.
Yes.
Which is he thinks he's getting close. I'd like to point out, like, they were right there when that spaceship crashed. Why have they not, like... I understand even going, you know, like, he's probably not still in the spaceship.
Yeah.
But you're telling me
Check.
they didn't think to double check?
Yeah.
And they kind of, like, forgotten where it was.
I also, and like, you don't want to look too closely at this stuff, but I don't understand how you get close to this stuff. Either you found it or you haven't found it.
He's got a huge map, and he's figured out, like, where monsters are appearing, and he's drawing lines. He's actually nowhere near, because he's trying some sort of insane... like,
yeah, when he says, I'm close, it's actually just him thinking he's close, but he's way
like,
off.
There's a room in the cave with string connecting Polaroid photos.
Yeah.
And, like, Keeper keeps going, like, yeah, I guess that seems...
It looks like you're putting a lot of work into it, so I trust you.
Can't Keeper just do a magic spell that's like, find the bad guy?
I mean, what can Keeper do? Who knows?
He can summon water.
Yep.
He can hide water.
Yep.
He can...
blast the shit out of stuff.
And he can dispense Kung Fu fortune cookie advice.
And separate people from energems.
That's true. That's one of his other many qualities.
Yeah, qualities.
So then we get a valuable lesson. Riley's like, I'm sorry I ruined the fishing trip.
I need to accept that people have fun in different ways.
Yeah, we're brothers, and that's what matters. I guess it's a valuable lesson.
It definitely is.
All right. I was expecting Matt to just be like, hey, thanks for calling your friends the Power Rangers. Because, like, why... was he going to be fooled by that? Like, he doesn't think it's weird that there wasn't a green Power Ranger there, and...
I don't think he really saw any Power Rangers, to be honest. Like, they pretty much switched places in that Zord.
Yeah, probably.
I'm willing to suspend my disbelief in this situation. That's not the least realistic thing that's happened on the show.
I think I would have been more interested in him just being like, yeah, keep being a Power Ranger. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And was incredibly lucky for me this one time.
Yeah. I mean, there's certainly an element of, like, do you really have to keep it that much of a secret? He's your brother. It'll be fine.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, so many other people know.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, then Chase is very happy because he's never caught a boot that big, which...
It's a pretty good joke.
I love that idea that Chase would be like, okay, I'm never going to catch a fish, but if I always catch boots, I'm going to catch the best damn boot.
He's got a good outlook on life, that Chase. I like that guy.
And then Coda eats some more worms. And,
yeah, that's fine. I mean, that makes slightly more sense for Coda.
But even cavemen probably didn't eat, like, worms.
Yeah. I mean, at least I can understand him, broadly speaking, making that mistake.
Sure.
Whereas the other two, like, you've had noodles, you know they're not worms.
adult human beings.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode.
That's it.
Okay, so it's time to do our 2 very special regular features on this show.
3?
3? What's the third one?
We rate them now.
Oh, we do rate them now. This is what... I don't even remember what our top rating was.
Whatever it is, this is it.
This is definitely...
What's the scale we decided on?
Do you remember?
I remember us talking about doing dinosaurs, but I was like, no dinosaurs are better than other dinosaurs.
The answer is, Matt, we just went with Power Rangers Dino Supercharged characters.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So, at the top is Coda.
Mm-hmm.
Dead on in the middle
is Tyler. Yep.
And the worst, but, like, definitely bringing the worst closer to the rest of the pack this week is Keeper.
Yeah, he did this week miraculously kind of make me regret putting him down there.
I mean, not quite, but...
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look, if for the next 10 episodes
he's like that
Keeper, we can revise.
Yeah.
If he's like just the regular dude, then
even Tyler, like, I don't really care about the rating system not being super accurate at this point, but him being the leader of the Power Rangers to the extent that even with 4 special Rangers that he's back, he's still the leader.
Yeah, it's good.
Certainly heightened my respect for him.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Hookbeard.
Yes.
He definitely top end of the list, right?
I think so, yeah.
So here's what we've got. Here's the top 5.
Yep.
Puzzler, who made puzzles.
He was number 1?
Yep. You like puzzles a lot.
I do like puzzles a lot.
Robot, who was a fighting robot who got turned evil.
He's pretty great.
Sheer Fear,
who
had the ability to separate people from their backbones. I think that was him. Singe, who is still dope.
Yep.
And Game Face, who was the sports-themed monster with like a basketball hoop around his neck.
He's pretty good too.
Spell Digger is next. That was the one who was the combination of Grave Digger. His name can't have been Grave Digger. Gold Digger and Spellbinder. He was pretty good.
He was pretty good.
But
the thing is, Beard Guy was, I think, as I said earlier, very cool design, cool gimmick, kind of underserved just because there's so much other stuff going on in the episode.
Agreed.
And he had the profound misfortune of having to fight 9 Rangers and then fight the new Omni Megazord.
Yeah.
The decks were stacked against the poor guy.
Alright, well, below Spell Digger, we've got the regular Gold Digger. He's the one who created giant stone slabs and...
I think maybe above him. Like, that was cool, but yeah. And I think as much as he didn't get all the time to shine, he was also elevated by the material around him.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, just by association, being such a cool episode is cool. I think that's probably a good spot. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I would agree. So, Matt, it's time for Fantasy Zordon.
Yes.
I had a terrible week this week.
I'm so glad.
So let's just summarise, Matt, where we were last week. Your team was on 155.
Mm-hmm.
My team's on 163.
Yep.
The spread is about 10 either side.
Yep.
Would you like to go first? You can go first.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, no, you know what? Mine was disappointing.
Okay, you can go
I might
first.
as well do mine first, and then you can tell me how much you blew me out of the water. So, Pink, Black, and Aqua Rangers,
yes,
all in the show this week, and the only thing they did was do a power-up mode when everyone did.
Yeah, sure.
And I get no points for the Silver Ranger because he did nothing but still showed up.
He was on screen, yeah.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah, that really is not great. So I scored a whopping 6 points this week.
Ooh,
which I think might be the least points any team could have earned at any point in this competition.
Wow. That's a bit rough.
Yeah.
I fared a little better. It wasn't quite the resounding success I kind of felt like it was watching the episode.
Sure.
So Coda did just get the 2 points that everyone else got.
Yep.
That was also true of Kendall, who just got the 2 points.
Yep.
My buddy, the Graphite Ranger, was there, only got 2 points. He probably would have actually earned exactly the same not being there, so that's neither here nor there.
Fair enough.
The sort of saving grace, I guess, this episode was Riley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Despite not actually playing a role in the action finale of the episode, did deliver the morphing call.
Yep.
And also learned a valuable lesson. So he got 6 points.
6 points. That's nice.
Yep. So that is a total of 12 for my team and Tim's team.
Okay. Oh, God. These... I've got to be honest, Matt. We kind of winged it designing this game. It's so close.
Yeah.
So the current spread, it looks like the lowest number of points anyone can have is 154. The maximum number of points anyone can have is 187.
Oh, it's a decent spread.
Yes. We are more or less dead in the middle. Actually, a little closer to the lower side, which is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
You're on 167 points.
Yep.
I am barely in the lead on 169.
Oh, it's tough.
Halfway through the season, it is still absolutely neck and neck.
Yeah, it's going to be a photo finish.
So, I hope the Silver Ranger shows up and does a lot of cool shit in the next 10 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is exciting.
It is exciting.
I like this show.
Alright, so I guess we'll be back next week.
Yeah, sorry, just to clarify, we did say, just to be super clear about this, that on our 3-point scale, this is a hard coda, right?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
to be honest...
The hardest of coders.
And coda's pretty hard.
Yeah, in the abs area.
Yeah. This may be the best episode of this show.
Yeah.
It may be the best episode of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big call, but, like, for things happening, everything feeling high stakes, the pace, it was rock solid.
Yeah, it really was. I don't necessarily know if it's the best episode of Power Rangers just because it's like, you know, a mid-season episode that's like season finales get a lot of extra boost.
Sure.
Just by their, like, position.
Yep.
But if the show could be this good for the next 10 episodes, like, it might be the best season of Power Rangers ever.
Yeah. It was a real good time.
So we will be back next week with Love at First Fight.
Yep. That's exciting.
That's exciting. Is it like a Valentine's monster? Maybe?
Maybe.
Or, like, is it just two people are going to fall in love?
Maybe we'll get more on the Tyler Shelby situation.
Maybe. I mean, it'd be hard not to.
Yeah. All right, we'll find out then. See you next week, guys. Welcome back to Ranger Danger Dino Charge.
Dino Supercharge.
Yep, that's it. All right.
Hum.